welcome to my little urban homestead. This episode is basically about the ski pants and how to make your own pattern. It's mainly for Pearl, who has been on Facebook and asked me about it. However, I thought this might help other people. So that's what I'm doing. I'm showing it on my channel. Now, I'm not going to do a pattern for it because I've got a pattern. I'm also not going to draw it out on fabric because I don't need any at the moment. So I'm going to do it in miniature so you can see it. I've recently made these leggings from the same pattern. Now, if you've got a pair of leggings, which is basically one piece of material for each leg, and it wraps around and joins at the centre. Use that as I have shown you in a previous video, and I'll put a link to it in the description box and possibly an iCard, wherever, and trace around the actual thing. If they're an old pair, then take them apart and use it as their pattern. Either way is something that resembles this. Possibly that may come down further, but it's going to resemble this, and this is a bit that gets to your ankle. Now the waist, because you're going to be cutting two bits out and these will fold round your leg, this bit is going to go down the outside of your leg. So measure from your waist, which is there. This is the front. Measure from your waist all the way down to the floor. Right. Say for instance that is, we'll say 30 inches. Now measure the underneath of your foot, because you remember this has got to go down and underneath your foot and join up with the sides. So measure under your foot, which is say approximately 4 inches. You want it to come up the other side slightly. Allow an inch for that. And you want a seam allowance. So allow an inch for that. Well, no, half an inch. Add all that together, so it's 34, 35, 35 and a half. So you want to go from your waist and measure down to 35 and a half and make a mark. Because it's a flap that's going round, you only want it to be about 3 inches, and that will allow for turning. So 1.5 inches, this is your line you've made for the 35 and a half. 1.5 inches one side, make a mark. 1.5 inches the other side, make a mark, and join it across. That's your outer one of the foot straps. Now if you think when you were small watching cartoons and the little mouse doorway that was in cartoons was basically like an arch. So that's what we need putting in here. So carry on down where you would be. Don't worry about this because you'll be cutting it out. Now you will, because you're having 3 inches there, you need, once it's together, you'll need 3 inches so that they will meet up. So you want 1.5 inches this side, 1.5 inches that side, but because you've got, say, 1/2 inch seam allowance to join the 2 pieces together, you need to end up with 1.5 inches on each side. So you need to add in 1/4 minute. If you're having whatever seam allowance you're having, if you're having 1/2 inch seam allowance, you need this side to be 2 inches and this side to be 2 inches, and that will give you, once they're joined together at 1/2 inch seam allowance, that will give you 1.5 inches of material either side of your seam, which is a total of 3 inches, which you've got there. So you've brought it down now. You've got to measure in. Oh, sorry, I'm forgetting about this. Right, go from the front crotch all the way down to the floor. Now, if it's anything, so say for instance it's what, 23 inches, say that's 23 inches, we'll do it here, 23 inches down to the floor. Because you've gone to the floor, that's really basically going to be your seam allowance when it joins the middle of foot. So you just need to measure down 23 inches. I'll come to about there. And then what we do is, we've done the marks for the edge. We want mark 2 inches in. So we would then take it round to that. And then again here at the same point, 2 inches in and round and outsole there. And that is your pattern then. If you've got some old fabric or anything like that, this is stretch, you could try it out first. But know that if you do it and it doesn't quite work out because, say, this archway is too small, you can't get your foot through it, all you need to do is take them off, trim it a bit more, and you then turn it under and you will fit your foot through. Mark it on the pattern, and then you know it's there for whenever you want to make them again. If, on the other hand, you've made it too big and you don't like it, you can always cut it off at that point and they become a pair of leggings again. So that's basically how I'd go about it. As you can see, that is the foot bit that relates to the actual foot bit of my pattern. And you see the 2 archways sticking up. The 2 archways, you've got the front and the back, because they will join that, because this is your outer leg, it goes round, they join, that goes under your foot and joins on, and your foot goes through here. I hope this helped. If you're still unsure or anything, drop me a comment on this video or join me on Facebook and we'll talk more about it there. But I hope this helps you. Thank you. Bye.